talking of them. Here they come, the Sharks, yet to win a premiership. Went to the grand final in '73. They went there twice in '78. And last week, as I said, they went down 30 points to 18 at their favourite Toyota Park. They only had to win to have this match tonight played out there. Brett Kimmorley was contained. His kicking game was contained last weekend. They've got a wonderful coach, Chris Anderson. They will have worked on where they went wrong last weekend. David Peachey was even, if you like, contained somewhat. Seems to always come up with a try. Even he found the going difficult against Brad Fittler's Roosters down at Toyota. But as I said earlier, again, 5 weeks before that, they gave the Roosters quite a hiding here. 34-20 is Fittler, who tells us today he wants to play for another 3 years. Takes his beloved Roosters out. Peter's already told you Adrian Morley is in the run-on side. Brian Fletcher will come off the bench. And there he is, one of the great players of the modern era. Brad Fittler, he'd love another sniff at a grand final. Andrew Voss is on the sideline. Andrew, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you, Ray. Conditions fine for the start of finals football. I'm expecting plenty of fire, Ray, tonight from the Sharks pack. Chris Anderson said last week the Roosters played tougher and it out-mungled his side, and I'm sure those sort of comments would have hit a nerve with a man like that man, Chris Beattie, his front row partner, Jason Stevens. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if referee Paul Simpkins has his hands full tonight.
As the world remembers the tragedy of September 11, the NRL wishes to pay tribute with a moment's silence to the memory of those who lost their lives on that fateful day. So join with us as the rugby league community now pays their respects. Big match for Paul Simpkins. It's a big match for 34 players in this opening final tonight of the Telstra Premiership. Keeping in mind that only teams 1 and 2 are guaranteed to go through to next weekend. Fitzgibbon starts it. The finals are underway. Graham uses Beattie, and Beattie, well, he's gone for a high tackle, but if he wasn't falling into it. Kalis is the offender.
All the boys are pumped up. First tackle of the match. Adrian Morley came in. A fiery start. Andrew Voss predicted it.
Beattie goes searching as a decoy, looking for something to hit. Came up empty. 35 out from their own line, and here's the number 11 for the Sharks, Bickerstaff. Here's Graham now. Tackling machine. He's had a great season at the back of the scrum for the Sharks. Got some representative honours earlier this year. The 8 is Stevens. They're on the halfway line. Kimmorley. And that is Bailey in 12. It was Morley and not Kalis, but I don't back away from the thought that Beattie was going down, and it accentuated the viciousness, if you like, of the tackle. Here's Flannery.
And a poor kick there from Brett Kimmorley to start the game, straight to the fullback, Chris Flannery. I don't think we'll wait long for the Roosters to kick. In fact, they'll get a kick now through the penalty. But in recent weeks, Fittler has kicked early in the tackle count. That will continue tonight.
And one of the reasons for Brad Fittler's form this year has been the likes of Craig Wing taking some pressure away from him. He finds the line. 10 is Cusack, taken down by the right side centre, McKenna, hunting with Bailey. Now Kalis, and he's taken back by the Cronulla forwards and McKenna. Play by Kalis, and then it's Bonetti for Fitzgibbon. feel about it, hasn't it? September. And Morley is taken by Beattie. Beattie said, "Remember me," from the first tackle. And now it's with Craig Wing.
Oh!
Gee, what's happening back?
Morley's just kicked Beattie. And Beattie hit the deck.
There's a penalty gone here to the Roosters. But a touch judge has come in to report on what Paul Vaughton is talking about.
Yeah, Jason Stevens raced straight across to make sure the referee was aware of what had taken place. This is Beattie coming across, missing with the swinging arm. No love lost in the opening minutes between the two big men.
Adrian, come in.
Morley, well, he's pushed him, but low in that shot. He's actually kicked the front rower as well.
Chris?
Stay with the referee.
Okay, two men involved in the tackle. Okay, after they got up, they were holding onto each other, a bit of a push and a shove. And then number 14, he's lashed out with his foot and tripped him and knocked him over with his foot with a kick.
Okay.
Okay, we're right here.
So the aggressor? Aggressor? Okay. We've got the call in back play. It's a prior incident of foul play. Okay, you've gone in, you've missed him, you've gone over the top, right? Get him right down. Listen to me. Okay, listen to me. Yeah, that's right. Happened down here. We don't want any square-ups, okay? Nowhere around the head, okay? You leave him alone, he's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, very unsavoury incident. One thing you can't condone in this game is kicking, that's for sure.
He's been placed on report for that, obviously.
So Morley kicks into the eastern grandstand. Beattie again. And 35 metres out from the Roosters line, he plays the ball. Bickerstaff, one of the no-names, if I can use that word respectfully, who has played a very big part in taking Cronulla through to this point in time. Now, Kamali for Peachy, and Brad Fittler is right on him, pulls him down. Kamali again, grubber kicks this time. Where's the fullback? Flannery's just arriving. Minicello is snapped down in the defence. And who do you think it was? Chris Beattie.
And further evidence there that Brett Kamali is the best in the league at getting the ball into the in-goal area and keeping it there. A big space to aim at, and the chase. Well, they all know that it's going to be pinpoint.
Craig Wingland, the line dropout, the first of the night. They're guarding the southern end of the ground. Here's Big Stevens taking it back to them, and Vanetti was there together with Fitzgibbon. Beattie again, met by Ricketson, front on. 14 is Morley. He came from England known as a fiery player, and that came to the surface again in that incident with Beattie, didn't it? Here's Graham. 25 metres out from the Roosters line. Kamali handles. Now Bailey is with it. Centre of the ground. That's how close they are. 18, 15 metres. Flat pass from Peachy. A little question mark on it. They hit the blind side. Treaster gets it away. Frenzy. There's a try. No doubt about it. That is Matthew Reek over on the left wing, who has done what they did last Saturday night. They have scored the first try.
An excellent dummy half work here, realising they had numbers to the short side. As we freeze it there, you can see that there is one Roosters player against two Cronulla players. And as play continues, it's just a matter of taking advantage of the overlap. Not a lot of room to work in. And Morley did come across to help. But the try scorer ducks underneath the tackle of Minicello. Good quick play of the ball, and Treaster realised where the danger was.
Yeah, smart play from Treaster in drawing the marker. They found the numbers there. Look, Hodges comes in, there's an overlap, and Matthew Reek does particularly well as well. Minicello wasn't there to greet his opposite. Gave him a little bit of room to move. He doesn't need much, Reek. Been a great buy for the Sharks. And having a bumper season, but the Cronulla team doing everything at pace. Good quick play of the balls. Snappy passes.
10 for the year. 18 in his reasonably young career. Matthew Reek, former Panther. Brett Kamali requires 5 goals to equal the Sharks club record for most goals in a season, held by George Tailforth. Set back in 1970. This one is just away. So 4 points only for Cronulla They'll take them, though. 6 minutes gone on the first night of the finals. As we bid a warm welcome to our overseas networks taking our coverage of the first night. High expectations for a wonderful weekend of league. Fitzgibbon takes us into his next session of play, and Graham it is who goes across to Peachy. Peachy goes over to Stevens, and Jason will play the ball 12 metres out from his own line. A large part of the year they had to get by without Stevens and Peachy, and here's Peachy making a little dart away from what was a bit of a glitch there. Beattie hammered by Morley, so Morley is saying, okay, if you want this to be personal, let's get up close and personal. Both tough men, and I don't think they'll be taking backward steps. Flannery.
And again, the chase from the Sharks was first class. Very keen to get to the other end of the field. As Minicello finds Ricketson. As Ray pointed out, the Sharks got away to the good start last week, 6 points after that amount of minutes. And then this man, Brad Fittler, took an intercept, and the momentum of the game changed.
Fitzgibbon, where we saw play so well just the other day as it goes across to wing, and he puts a big kick in. It's been a beautiful day in Sydney. Not a lot of wind. Hello, I haven't seen that in a long, long time. Peachy retaliates immediately, and now Ring is tackled by Peachy and claimed by Bickerstaff. Flannery. Oh, Beattie. No problem. No foul play. It just looked bad. Kalis. Brunetti turning it away for Ricketson. And Ricketson is tackled a few meters on his own side of the halfway. Gee. Did somebody say the finals started about 9 minutes ago? They weren't joking. This is finals football. You can smell it. As Wing goes high. Minicello's coming through hard. The ball came back off Minicello. Came off the boot of Hodges. And Peachy is with it. And Hodges is with Peachy. I wondered, did he say something? He pledged that he would keep up the sledge.
In finals time, you always see something a little unexpected. I thought it was Bob Batty out there for a moment. Fullback for Cronulla. Kenny Ford, the kicking duel. Great stuff.
Eric Sims v. Graham Langland. It wasn't exactly a kicking duel. It was like a mini kicking duel. But an interesting play and surprising play from David Peachy.
Kamali then finding the second rower before he handles again. And here is Cronulla doing some nice work with Jai Mullane. Tackled 42 metres out from the Roosters line. Charged down by Todd Byrne. Recovered by David Peachy, who is arrested there by Ricketson.
Yeah, that's a great tackle by Ricketson. Peachy had a bit of room to move, and Ricketson hung on.
Franze. And taken back by Hodges and Kalis.
Peachy just a little bit slow off the grounders.
That's play on. That is play on. There was no dummy half. Alertness from Kalis. Morley now.
Well, the Sharks player just lost the plot there. Didn't realise he wasn't a dummy half and got personal with the marker.
Here is Cusack. Just outside the 30-metre line. And 4 Sharks mauling in. Brunetti through to wing. On to Fittler. Fittler's long pass finds Byrne, and Byrne is smothered by Mellor. Full marks to the youngster, though. Byrne, he knew he'd been given a mongrel of a pass, and he was open to a whacking, and he took the whacking, but he took the pass at the same time. Fittler's kick down into the corner. Weak covers a lot of ground. Now he marks it on the full, so he'll go out to the 20-metre line.
And after 9.5 minutes, Ray, I've got to say that I think the referee, Simpkins, is showing enormous patience in the play the ball area. I know there are a lot of dominant tackles out there, but gee, I think he's allowing the men to hold each other down way too long.
Penalty is against the markers for the Roosters. not standing in line. Kimmorley again thrills the crowd over in the eastern grandstand. Finds it on the 30-metre line. Treaster takes the tap, and here's Beattie, and who do you think's got him? Morley. It's the Beattie and Morley show at the moment, and they don't like each other. Here is Stevens. It'd be lovely sitting in economy between them, wouldn't it? On a long flight. Played by Stevens. Back for Kimmorley. Kimmorley for Bailey. They're close to the line. Have a look at it. Just a few metres away. Is try number 2 coming? Peachy. Wrestled down by Wing. Then Graham. Quick passing. Kimmorley's in again. Matthew Reek is in again. Oh boy, are the Sharks hot tonight.
And Matthew Reek must love playing outside Brett Kimmorley. You won't see a better pass than this. Look at this, Kimmorley going the left-hand side. Realises that he's got the quick play of the ball. Minicello, he's coming in looking at Franze. He knew he was in trouble, and Reek gets it on the chest. It's a bullet pass and perfectly directed.
Well, Brett Kimmorley is at the peak of his career. He's had a magnificent season. That is one of the best passes you will ever see. Took all the defenders out of play. And just the fact that he ran from one side of the ruck to the other, went from the open to the blind, he could see the numbers, could see what he wanted to do and put it into place. Beautiful stuff.
And that's what the Sharks would have been hoping to do tonight. Get away to the good start, and if they scored the first try, get the second. You want to put them back to back. Now they want the third. Keep the momentum going. Not an easy conversion for Kimmorley, but he'll have learnt from his first one.
6 metres in from touch. This one hits the upright and bounces away. So 2 shots at goal, both unsuccessful for Brett Kimmorley. 8-0 though, the Sharks at the 14th minute of the first final. Beattie's gone for the moment. Back to the sheds, I'm told. So Craig Fitzgibbon does it again. Rather unwillingly, but does it. Oh, they make a mistake back there, but there's no problem. Simpkins checks with his touch judge. Touch judge says no, it's okay, it went backwards. The Roosters fans, they don't like it. Stevens rumbles outside. There's what happened. And Stevens plays the ball back for Treaster, and then it's with Beckerstaff with that left thigh heavily strapped. I notice that Beattie is off the park now, and my information is that he's gone to the sheds. He might have gone there for a hosing down, I would imagine, but he's unbalanced somebody, that's for sure. Flannery using Minicello. Justin Hodges now. Hodges slow to play it, and then wing back into the middle for Fletcher. And the Newcastle staff are here, Coach Hagan and Mark Sargent. And here's a loose pass, and it's cleaned up by Flannery, who in turn is tackled by Stevens, but they lost a lot of ground as Ricketson goes away to the left for Fittler. And Fittler did well. He took 3 out in the defence. Now it's with Byrne. Byrne flick passes. Mullins is there and is tackled by a very enthusiastic Chris McKenna in right side defence with help from Treaster. And then for Craig Wing, he puts it down. Very deep kick. It'll go over the in-touch in-goal line. So back to the 20 for the restart.
And the Sharks defence handled that very well on this right side. Paul Miller on the wing. He kept backing off, staying with his winger, waiting for the inside defenders to come across and snuff out the attack, which they did, as Nick Graham picks up 5 from the restart.
Let's take a report on Chris Beattie from Andrew Voss.
Well, Ray, some of that heavy combat that Chris Beattie was involved in early may well have done some damage. It's a rib problem for Chris Beattie. He went straight up the tunnel with the doctor. I just think either way, if there is some damage there, he'll still come back. He'll probably get a painkiller, come straight back on.
Bickerstaff is with it now. Kamali crossing his own 40 before turning it back inside for Bailey, and Bailey will play it on the halfway line. Nine's Friday night football. We will telecast all of the first weekend of football, obviously, at regular times, although tomorrow you'll see 6:30 Brisbane and Parramatta, and then 8:30 you will see the Newcastle St George Illawarra match. There's the interchanges. The Sharks have made one more than the Roosters, and Mullins plays it, Byrne passes it, Fitzgibbon runs it, and is tackled 12 metres out from his own line. Down on the southern end of Aussie Stadium, and at the moment it's all Sharks. 8-0 the score, 2 tries to 0, and Fittler is trying everything he knows to get them down the other end of the park, to give them a shot at something that resembles a try scoring movement. At the moment it's been running the ball out from their own 30-metre line and then kick, and then Peachy responds with a kick back on the only occasion I can remember them looking as though they were going to make some impact. Peachy didn't do it that time.
Well, it's been the Roosters this year who have set the standard in defence as far as the speed of their line is concerned, but tonight the Sharks are matching it with them. They've taken a leaf out of the Roosters book, and every time the Roosters take the ball up, there's 3, 4 and 5 the Sharks defenders there sprinting up to meet them.
Kamali turning it back inside for Lovell, it is. Just throwing me a bit of a doozy here. Bosnich was listed in 15 and Lovell in 16. Lovell is in 15, so I don't know who to blame, but it doesn't really matter. Here is the kick from Kamali. Flannery takes it safely. Easily, as a matter of fact, no pressure. Fitzgibbon. Lovell going in 15, Nutley in 14. Danny would be their top defenceman, I think, Danny Nutley. Probably just in front of Nick Graham. And Fittler for Byrne.
Well, speaking of defence race, Simon Benetti for the Roosters, 18 tackles in the first 20 minutes. It's a great effort.
Fletcher. They're using up petrol, Paul, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of defence.
Now Fittler puts in.
What they're desperate for is back-to-back sixes, and they haven't really had any quality ball down in the Sharks 20. 21 minutes into the match.
No, it's a good tackle by Byrne.
Or they want an error from the Sharks, and it hasn't been forthcoming as Mellor goes centre field. 12 times they've had the football, 11 completions. That's outstanding in finals football.
Free stop. I think the only mistake I can bring to mind immediately from Cronulla was when they played the ball and there was no dummy half. Here is Stevens across for Graham to get involved, and then Reek is out there waiting for it to come to him. Franze couldn't take the pass. It was passed in traffic. It was difficult. He's no slouch either, the number 4 for Cronulla.
No, he's had a good season too, but that on that occasion, quite poor ball security. Flapping around in the breeze there, it was the ball, and got knocked loose.
Gee, this crowd has built up enormously. In that last 15 minutes before kickoff, they've filled up the eastern and western grandstands beautifully. Cusack has tackled near the halfway line. Still, they have not had a sniff of an opportunity, the Roosters.
Yeah, this is what they needed. Nice leg up penalty. They should be attacking deep into the Sharks half, probably around the 20-metre zone, maybe the 30.
Okay, let's take a quick comment from Andrew.
Yeah, good news for the Sharks. Chris Beattie back on the bench. He's been given the all clear to make a return.
Kalis. Listed on the team sheet as Nathan. Here is Wing. Now for Cusack. Fittler switches it back to the right, and it is Kalis who bumps away from Stevens. I thought that might have opened something up, but Graham pounced very quickly. Fittler steps, comes to Bailey, gets the ball. Oh, knocked on. Knocked on by Rick Ricketson knocked on by Treaster, so it'll be a scrum with Cronulla having the feed.
No, I think the other way, Ray.
Really?
I think Treaster was the man who touched the ball first. He realised that Fittler was going to pass, and he's ruled to have knocked it down.
Well, that's a good call then for the Roosters.
Big Hodges comes in one off the scrum. He's got a huge right foot step. He might just try and take someone on here.
Craig Wing to the open side. Comes to Peachy. Graham is there to help his fullback and captain. Now Hodges. Hodges wrestles with Graham. And they're, as you can see, close to the line. Is this the time for the Roosters? Flannery takes a tackle, loses ground. Minicello. Fittler. Inside ball for Ricketson. And Lovell is around the legs and Nutley over the top. Tackles running out. Fittler turns it up then for Fletcher. Fletcher is held and put away on 5. First test for Cronulla. Fittler puts a little kick in. It'll be too deep. And they'll come back to the 20 for the restart. So Cronulla, no problems, no palpitations, and out they come for the restart.
First test, they handle it very well. In that set of 6, Brad Fittler handled 4 times. And the Sharks obviously know that Fittler is the main man. They crowded him, gave him no room to move, and handle it well.
Gibson about to come into the game for the Sharks. Lovell. Fourth tackle gone. 8-0 in favour of the Sharks. Midway through the first half. In fact, better than that. 16.5 minutes to go. 4 changes for the Sharks. Just the 1 for the Roosters. And the kick. Oh, pinpoint. And Flannery is pegged down there by the number 3, McKenna.
He can't believe it, Chris Flannery. And look, a little bit of luck here for the Sharks. Brett Kamali kicked that football off balance because there was pressure coming through. It didn't go exactly where he wanted. In fact, it landed a centimetre inside the sideline and then a freakish bounce into the in-goal area. So you do start to think maybe things are going our way tonight when those kind of incidents happen.
So another line dropout for the Roosters. The Sharks replied to one of their dropouts with a try. Just a couple of tackles later, played by Bickerstaff. Gibson's pass, brought a groan from the Roosters fans. I tended to agree with them. Gibson for Kamali and back for Peachy. Peachy dummies to Bailey. Did Bailey cause any trouble there? It is a penalty for the Roosters.
Yep, sheepherder. And he gave him, he looked at this for probably a few seconds, Simpkins. The arm didn't go up straight away.
And I reckon it's the second one.
Yeah, it would be too.
I think he got away with the first one on Fittler.
And he knew they didn't need Peach. So a good attacking opportunity goes to waste.
Lomu, 42 metres out from his line as the Roosters strive to get it back down the important end of the ground. Morley. 4 for the Sharks, 3 for the Roosters. Now that's starting to balance up as Ricketson tries to find a hole. But the Sharks, of course, they haven't been using the energy. They've been doing all of the attacking and not using up that energy that comes with a heavy workload in defence. 94-78. I thought it might have been greater than that. Here's Fletcher, just inside the 40-metre line. Wing. Fittler gets the kick high and back and across, and it's going to bounce in front of Mellor, and well, he's batted it back, and there was nobody in support, and Mullins is not happy. He's not happy with his teammates.
I can't believe they let that bounce. In actual fact, it was going to go over the touchline, and Mullins has batted it back.
Well, there's no doubt
and they've got
it back.
Well, yeah, they've got it right. Simpkins originally had it. He might have thought that Mellor batted it back, but he got the call from the video referee, I'd imagine, or the touch judge, and It's now a tap, 20-metre tap for the Sharks.
I think if Paul Mello had to put the foot down, he could have raced in there and caught that on the full in his in-goal area.
Here's Bailey. A few metres from the halfway line. And a penalty against the Roosters, against the marker. Hand on the football against Morley. 2 tries in the game, both scored by the Sharks and both by Matthew Reek. 2 attempts at conversion from almost the same divot. Missing from Kamali as McKenna decides to have a dig. He goes away from the right side to operate in the centre of the ground, and then Gibson gets the ball off for Lovell, and Lovell runs into Morley. 25 metres out from the line. Gibson hesitating, looking for runners. Now he comes across, crabbing across the ground. 22 metres out from the line. Mullane is wearing 21. That's the replacement for Matthew Johns. 11 out from the Roosters line. 8-0 to score. Gibson for Kamali. Kamali's pass along the ground, picked up by Franze. And he's taken down by Morley and Ricketson. No damage done. They're still close. Here's a grubbing kick and a chance.
Yeah, Mr. Fix-It was there, Chris Flannery. Doesn't matter if he's got 1, 3, 9, 13 on his back. He's always there as Fittler. Takes advantage of some second phase play to pick up a good 15 metres.
Now the Roosters fans. Oh, Fletcher! Penalty goes to the Roosters.
Yeah, offside, but Jesus, Brett Kamali just lined him up.
No attempt. He made no attempt to get there. He stood there.
Lined him up, saw him coming, and just went whooshka. And look at Brian Fletcher, bounced off, kept going forward. Good effort.
He 11 minutes of the first half remain. This is Lomu. Inside the 40-metre line. Sharks in. Morley! Morley! Ripping them apart up the middle. 20-metre line. Bonetti. Fitzgibbon! Great tackle. Bickerstaff, I fancy.
Oh, he's got a raking here. 2 in the tackle. This will be very interesting to have a look at. This was a great run by Adrian Morley. Very mobile. That's why he's an English international. Again from this play, when Fitzgibbon takes it forward, gee, how can that
No
be?
way.
What
Absolutely no way was that a rake. And now what's happening?
What's going on now?
Now they're calling for a scrum, are they?
Roosters ball.
What's going on out there?
Roosters ball. Brett handed over. He's knocked down.
So he's saying that
Go in. Get around the
the
back
Sharks
of the scrum.
have forced the mistake. They've raked the ball out, but it wasn't deliberate.
I thought he put his arm up.
What?
I've got no doubt he did, right?
Yeah, I thought he put his arm up for a penalty. Anyway, let's get back with this. The Roosters on the attack, and Craig Wing. Bonetti, dummies, circles. Fittler. Still with the football. Lomu goes into dummy half. He might have a go himself. No, Bonetti says get out of the road. Gives it out then for Wing. Wing will score if he gets up. He can't get up. Ricketson decides he'll have a go. Nine away. Fittler puts the kick in. He's looking for Minicello, and that big jump of his. There it is. Minicello's in. Minicello has scored, but they have gone for the video replay.
Yeah, the referee wants to have a look at the corner post, but it all appears to be okay from a distance. And he's done it all himself here, Minicello, because it was an even contest between he and Matthew Reek. Going over close, gets the ball down. That will be their first try from a Brad Fittler kick. And you've got to say that's a credit to the Cronulla defence, because they've been under plenty of pressure, but a kick has finally beaten them.
I'd like to have a look at a tackle on Craig Wing. I thought at the time he might have lost the ball. It might be a high moment in the game, but the try will come through. There it is.
Yeah, David Pucci appealed to the referee, saying that there was a small knock-on in the Wing tackle.
But it's great finishing by Minicello. Sustained attack. Here he is. He goes through. He gets up to go again and loses the football.
No doubt about it.
Well, how they all missed that?
I don't know, but it should have been a scrum.
And a couple of tackles later, here's the end result. It's a try. Minicello goes up, gets the football, then turns, spins. Reek's been sent packing. He's on the way. And Minicello gets into the corner.
Well, what a battle they're having over on that the right side for the Roosters, Pete. It's 2-1, Reek leading with new balls. He's about to serve.
Well, that's the important thing. If he's still got the serve, he's broken back. Now, I know it's easy in retrospect, but in that instance, you're almost entitled to maybe let the man catch the football and then claim him straight away. Close to your line to do that.
Fitzgibbon from touch. 25 out. Looks okay. Look, has it got the length? It's got the length and it's got the height and the direction. It is 8-6. 8 minutes to go. First half of the first final. Great contest. Finally, the Roosters fans, and they're here in numbers tonight. They've got something to cheer about. Morley, he started the play that led to the try. We now know that it should have been a scrum, and Cronulla should have had the loose head and feed. We know all that now. But Minicello has put the ball over the line, and Morley gave him that opportunity.
You know, the Sharks will need to be very careful on their own line. David Peachey, for 3 of those tackles, was actually in the front line. And I'm sure Fittler and Wing will realise that. Maybe just put the little one through. No one was at home as Fittler goes for the 40-20. Peachey's got it covered comfortably. Great take. Makes it look easy. Graceful
is the word. And here he comes back to the 20-metre line, beating one. I like what I see from Morley tonight, Paul. He's played inspirational.
Well, he's always had the ability. It's a matter of putting it together on the field, and tonight he has. He's been tough in defence, and just that one run was inspirational to the rest of his teammates now.
I think it's been a very difficult season for him, Paul. He's battled injury, hasn't he? It's sort of hard to get any continuity in his game.
Gibson with a good run. 6 to go to the break, and 8-6 the score. And goal kicking, it becomes so important, doesn't it? Here's Flannery with an endeavour to try and beat Mullane, but he doesn't succeed. Telstra Premiership in the opening weekend of the finals. Nines Friday night football. Minicello was taken down by Mellor. And Gibson, Fitzgibbon, got that ball just when he wanted it.
Don't you like seeing wingers come looking for the football? Minicello 50 metres away from where he was positioned.
Fittler, then Wing, inside ball for Flannery. Flannery outside pass for Ricketson. Quick play the ball, Minicello. Then Fittler, he'll be hard to contain. Gets it back to Wing. Short ball for Hodges. Hodges circles, comes to the 10, gets the ball away. Fletcher for Byrne. Burns in. That is a superb try at any time of the year, but that is a magnificent try in a final. And there's a little bit of a blue on. Yeah. What a contest. What a try.
Well, there was feeling from the very first minute of this game. And as we have a look at this unfold, it's the last tackle. The Roosters know they've got to keep the football alive. Ricketson plays the football on the last. Fittler runs into a hole here at pace. 3 men coming in. He still gets it away. Wing, back to Hodges. He's going across, looking. Gets a great ball away, and Fletcher. Super stuff around the back of the man to a flying Todd Byrne.
Some of the best passes you'll ever see in this movement. This one from Hodges was a beauty. As he was heading to the deck, pops it up. He's got support there in Fletcher. Cronulla men couldn't control this. They couldn't put the men on the ground. And Fletcher, this one from him, it's just beautiful. So the Roosters hit back and do it in fine style. But Brad Fittler, the way he hit that ball at pace, caught the Cronulla defence napping on the back foot, and they never recovered.
Yeah, Jason Stevens there. There's nothing to it. Brett Mullins was basically helping him up, and he was not
conversion successful. So there's the difference at half-time. It's not quite, but it's goal kicking. Fitzy's had 2 and got 2. Kamali's had 2 and missed them both. It is 12-8. Andrew.
And Ray, the players and we in the media leading up to this sort of match, in the media we're guilty of saying semi-final football is a whole new ball game, but it is. Watching this game tonight, it's just real tough footy. It's tense, and it's not just every set of 6 that counts, it's every play, as we saw from that try. After a try, frustrations boil over. It's just a fantastic contest tonight.
I couldn't agree with you more. As I said earlier in commentary, and I guess it's a crazy thing to say, you can smell it, you can feel it. It must be September. And it's going to go right through the weekend, and then it'll get better and better. Mullins, you'll see both of the semi-finals tomorrow night, the qualifying finals, the elimination finals. The double headers, you'll see them all on 9 exclusively tomorrow night. 6:30, Andrew will call with Peter up at ANZ.
Yeah, Jason Taylor will be joining us up there as well.
And then the B team will come to you from Newcastle. The Fat and the Rabbit, Newcastle and St George Illawarra. Craig Wing gets it away, bounces on the 30. Here's the try scoring Matthew Reek, a double. He'll be disappointed. Now they take him back in defence. Sunday, of course, you'll see the Warriors in Canberra at 4 o'clock. Good luck, Raiders.
That's the C team going over there.
20-metre line, Cronulla's end of the park.
And of course, we're still a full half away from the result tonight, but a nervous wait for tonight's loser, because if 2 of the sides that finish 6, 7 or 8 have victories this weekend, tonight's loser is gone.
Kamali. Lovell. And near the halfway line. We are near the halfway mark as they roll it over the touchline. And I guess if you are Cronulla, collectively you're going to be saying, as we watch Kamali's kick on replay, gee, we just had them. We had them nailed. 2 tries unanswered. All of a sudden they've answered, and then their goal kicker has been online, and they lead us by 4.
Yeah, to the Roosters' credit, they never panicked at all. They realised that they would start getting some possession. There would be some errors come into the game from their opponents. They did well just to hang close enough that when those things started to come their way, that they could put themselves into this contest.
Minicello has done some very good things tonight. He's got a high contribution to this team.
And that's how they stayed in the contest. 18 from 18 completions. That's unheard of.
Fletcher. 20 seconds. The first half remain. Benetti. And the kick. A little speculator. Matthew Reek underneath it. They show him the sideline. He takes the sideline. And Minicello takes him. This will be the last play. Peachy. Then from the lane. It's gone over for Paul Mellor. Mellor taken to ground by Brian Fletcher. And that ends the first half. I've got to say, that was 40 minutes of wonderful enjoyment. Rugby league at its very, very best. The crowd standing to applaud. It is a very, very good crowd. By today's standards, almost by any standards. The enjoyment factor, it was a tremendous first half. Kamali starting the second half, and Fittler sending Lomu back. 12-8 then, the Roosters. Try that they were given. That'll television replay showing that there was a knock-on, and it has cost Cronulla dearly. Fittler and Fitzgibbon out beyond the 30-metre line. McKenna's had to work very hard on Cronulla's right side defence, and here is Morley. He's really set the standard for the other forwards. Fittler puts in a big kick, turns Peachy around. Peachy does about a 360, and then it goes over towards his wingman, Middle. See Paul's name being touted as an Australian representative, maybe. In fact, the three-quarter line is a little bit threadbare at the moment as we look forward to that New Zealand Test match.
That was just the kind of set of six Ricky Stewart would have been looking for from his team. No mistakes, good long kick. Chris McKenna is a bit dusty out there still. You can see on the far side of the field the trainer coming out to attend McKenna.
Lovell's under that tackle. Now Nutley. He's been great for the Sharks this year. Denny. Kamali's kick skews off the outside edge and bounces over towards Mullen, who knows what grand finals are like to win. Fitzgibbon. And with the Roosters taking it down that eastern side, Andrew's back from the dressing sheds. Yes, Andrew.
Ray, very interesting what Ricky Stewart had to say at half-time. He put the message to his team, basically not to rely just on Brad Fittler and Craig Wing in attack to spark things. You've got to take it upon yourselves to really crack open this Sharks defence. His read of the game was he thought the Sharks only had another 20 minutes of the real tough football in them. If we match them up to the 60-minute mark, we can win it in the final 20. And from Chris Anderson, he was loving the contest up to half-time. He said, you can enjoy this second half, and you're going to have to work your backsides off to win the game. On Chris Beattie, I've got to say, looked a bit ginger as he came back from the dressing rooms after half-time, favouring his ribs. He could be back, but they're going to give him another 10 minutes on the bench.
Oh, Peachy's made a mistake. That's the ball dead, though. Oh, the great man. Well, he is fallible.
I'm not sure he had to jump to take that. It's quite easy to take the high ball just standing there waiting for it. There were a couple of Roosters bearing down on him, but they were quite a few metres away. And then jumping for it, he made it harder for himself. Fitzgibbon and Mullen's having a chat. Fitzgibbon quite animated.
I think Peachy maybe was urged on by the crowd. They roared their lungs out when Fittler put up that skyscraper. Kamali's line drop out. It'll go 50 almost. Flannery's put Lomu on a destruction trail again. 30 metres out from their own line. It's been an incredible season. Here's a penalty. It's against the Sharks defence. Stevens and Nutley. Now Fitzgibbon has been thrown the ball, so they're going to take the two.
Yeah, I think this is a situation where you take 2 points to extend to a converted try. It's a very poor penalty. I think they were lulled into a false sense of security to some degree by the amount of time they were given in the first half. That was my criticism. I thought there was way too much latitude given in holding down in that first 40 minutes.
Four minutes gone, second half. Just reminding you, 6:30 tomorrow night, following National 9 News, you'll see Brisbane and Parramatta. And then that'll be followed immediately by St George Illawarra and Newcastle from Energy Stadium. And then on Sunday, following our extended coverage on Saturday, you'll see the Warriors play the Raiders at 4 o'clock.
Right, just having a look at the two teams' performances through this year. At half-time, the Roosters have led on 14 occasions and have won 13. While the Sharks have trailed 14 times and won 6 and lost 8. They've actually got the best record in the competition for turning around that deficit.
Fitzgibbon from the centre of the ground. He's got it. 2 more points to the Sydney Roosters. They lead the Sharks by 6 points now. 5 minutes gone, second half. however. But 3 goals for Fitzgibbon reads out as the difference. Here's Mullins, taken down by Bosnich. Here's Mullins, given the ball by Fittler to work down the short side to the halfway mark. Mullane the tackler, then Fittler. Here is Wing, taken by his opposite number, who fell off him, and Graham made the tackle. Flannery, Fittler. And there goes that kick from Fittler awkwardly across the ground. Mellor is able to beat one, but he can't beat the combined efforts of Fitzgibbon and Mullins. Now Peachy pirouettes and then takes the tackle of Mullins. 35 metres out from his own line.
Yeah, the crowd are claiming that Brett Mullins never was back the required distance or at marker.
Bosnich in 16. Stevens gets it to halfway. Gibson, Kamali, Graham. Great confrontation between he and Hodges. As Kamali now puts his kick down towards Flannery, who's playing at full back today. He's played everywhere in this team, bar front row. Is it any wonder he's looked upon as the utility player of the year in many quarters? Played by Minicello this time. Here is Fletcher. Fletcher still going, and a knock on by Burns. Advantage for the Sharks. Lovell.
And Brad Fittler might be in his 30s, but if he'd have got the pass from Brian Fletcher, he'd have gone very close to going the length.
Nutley, 20-metre line. Peachy. And Mullane loses the ball, and the boy is hurt. No, he's okay. He was motionless. The ball was lying on the ground behind him. Bonetti. Fluctuation of fortunes in quick time. Morley. 5 errors by the Sharks up against 1 by the Roosters. Penalty.
Well, this is Jason Stevens again. He was penalised a couple of minutes ago for the same infringement. It was a beautiful tackle on a rampaging Adrian Morley. Got him down low, banged him down. Look at that. Excellent stuff. But then climbs all over him. The referee losing his patience. Penalty justified.
Peter Sterling, of course, is making the point on the scale of consistency. It seems apparent that it's fooling a few of the players. They had a comfort zone in their mind as they came off at half-time, and now there's been a run of penalties for lying in the tackle. Fitzgibbon will play it. They're 30 metres out. They're better than that. They're 25 out with Burns. Byrne it is, Todd Byrne, who scored that try, that freakish try. Fittler, wing, looking for a gap. And Craig will play the ball. 15 out from the Sharkies line. They're back to Bonetti. Now for Fittler. Fittler punches it across for Ricketson. And McKenna had to come up quickly. Ricketson got the ball away. Fitzgibbon got the ball away. Byrne is with it. Holds it as long as he can. Mullins is over. Mullins is over. Well, that was a lovely piece of play by Byrne. He showed experience beyond his years. He knew he had to hold it and hold it and hold it before giving it to Mullins. You watch it on replay.
Yeah, but it's set up by the ability of this man to get the football away with the attention of 3 Cronulla players. Fitzgibbon quickly on to Byrne. He threw the pass at the right time, but the Sharks will be bitterly disappointed that the ball got that far. Ricketson, how does he get the ball away there? Everybody had come in. Mellor, 15, 20 metres in because the rest of his teammates had done so. Plenty of room for the flying Brett Mullins.
Yeah, but it's all the Brad Fittler show tonight. The switch of play there by Fittler in the tackle before that, he'd offloaded. His second phase play has just been fantastic. And Brad Fittler calling the shots. The rest of the Roosters are doing their job outside of him.
And Brett Mullins gets try number 15 for the year. He's their leading try scorer now. A man whose career looked like was going to wind up in England and not the way that he was hoping it to be. But injury would stop him.
It's a resurrection of one of rugby league's great number ones. Fitzgibbon, 5 in from touch. It's looking good. Coming through the lights. It's there. We will take a break on Nine's exclusive Friday night coverage of the finals. 20-8. So the Sharks now looking up at a 12-point deficit. They were down, what was the score, Peter? 20-18 when they played here in round 21.
Yeah, a problem here for Chris McKenna, Ray. Came out of the tackle there holding the left shoulder. And there you can see it's very limp as Fittler goes that side because he knows that they're short, but a mistake.
Peachy. Kamali. Franze is held by Hodges and Minicello. They're going to take him over the sideline. And he's ordered a scrum. The Roosters players are running over to congratulate the tacklers. Peachy's having words with the touch judge. The tackle not completed there. Not completed there. That was the 10-metre line. The player's trying to submit.
No, it's
and you'd have to think by now
it is there.
He is
going
tackled
nowhere
and pulled over the sideline.
Well, if Trent Barrett can throw one off the ground the other day like we saw, and that tackle wasn't complete, well, I'm not quite sure when a tackle is complete these days.
Fittler to the halfway line. Wing, quick play the ball, gains the benefit of it. Ricketson, 40-metre line, Sharks end. Wing, slow to rise, clutches the rib cage. Morley. Bonetti dummies to Flannery, goes for a run himself. His last year. A real warrior. Fittler for Flannery. Flannery to Fletcher. 3 Fs together. Now Ricketson. Now Morley. Morley dummies. Just inside the 30. Tackle 5. Played back for Wing. Recovered. Ricketson puts a kick in. They turn urgently and it's been booted over the sideline by Peachy.
Oh, they're playing great football, the Roosters, no doubt about it. They lifted a couple of cogs in this semi-final. And David Peachy had to battle to get there to save that situation.
I don't know that David had time to examine the odds. There's a scrum 10 metres out, loose head and feet against you, or a line dropout. Fittler. Fittler losing the ball in attempting to give it to Flannery. Now the referee wants to have a look at this. Fittler is claiming it was raked out. Flannery's played the whistle. Mullins is congratulating. It's high fives.
Oh yeah, they're very confident. Brad Fittler thinks it's a try, that's for sure. Was it raked out? He was struggling in the tackle. He comes through. Does he just lose it? It looks like he just lost it on that angle. Might be a better one, this one here. It's raked out by David Peachy. Goes forward, towed through. Looks like a try.
Yeah, when the ball came out of his arms, it went backwards, and it doesn't matter how many feet or whose feet it hits. That's no knock on. So they've got every right to be fairly confident here.
Well, on what you've seen now twice, it looks like the ball has been raked out by the arm of David Peachy. There. And then it goes forward off the leg of Fittler, but Flannery is able to play on. No hands there from Flannery. So all of the evidence suggests that Flannery's onside, and
well, the only decision to be made here, Ray, isn't it, is whether the men in the box believe that the ball was raked out. If that's the case, everything else is fine.
Now what we see there, the left hand of Peachy definitely forces the ball from Fittler's grasp.
Fittler didn't hesitate either. He got up and he was gesticulating positively to his teammates that this will be a try. Flannery played his part. He played to the whistle. The extras in the scene, they all played their parts with high fives. Even Chad Robinson, the 16, is still playing his part. But it was a very convincing thing from Brad Fittler. It's a try! It is a try! 24-8. Kick to come.
Well, he's been a constant menace to the defence all evening. And on this occasion, 3 players again coming in. And from what we saw, David Peachy certainly did dislodge the football. Fittler wouldn't have lost it of his own accord. If Peachy's arm hadn't been there, and there you see Flannery, he's a long way behind. He comes from an onside position from miles back.
Well, as I said, from the replays we've shown you, the video referee has simply given a try according to the rules of rugby league. It is converted by Fitzgibbon. 26-8. A sensational moment at the 55th, Andrew.
And Ray, if you watch Brad Fittler's eyes here, though, he was looking to offload on the outside, and I think he was trying to get his right arm free. So it really is a line ball call. David Peachy's arm came down as Brad Fittler's arm was trying to work loose of the tackle. I would have been happy if they said no try, but I'm not that unhappy that they have said try.
Hand up, hands off.
Burn. It's Kalis. His brother will be watching at ANZ rather than playing. In fact, he'll be watching for a few weeks, Nathan.
Now, Ricky Stewart has kept a couple of fresh players out there. They've played 50 minutes of this game with just 15 players. Robinson is out there now, Chad Robinson, and David Kidwell yet to be injected into the game. So he's got fresh troops up his sleeve as Craig Winks straightens. 45 out from his own line. They're starting to find holes.
4 tries to 2. The Roosters, and Fitzgibbon loses the ball. It's dived on for the advantage to go the Sharks' way. 4 tries to 2 now. They looked up early in the game and they were down 2 tries to 0. Tries at the 6th and 13th minute scored by Matthew Reek. And here's Bailey feeling the full wrath of the Roosters' defence. 4 of them came in to take him. Gibson, Stevens. Stevens is met there by Kalis and Fitzgibbon, and Robinson is in 16. The ball comes out the back for Peachy. Peachy comes to Byrne, and Byrne accommodates him on that short side of play. Kamali again to the halfway line. A flat pass across to Bosnich.
Hands up. Mark square. Wait for the spread.
Gibson. Here's Kamali kicking, looking for the bounce, and Franze got the bounce and then loses the ball. Hodges comes away for the Roosters.
Well, a big chance there for the Sharks to get back into the contest, because at the moment they're not in it. And Franze had the ball, took his eyes off it and dropped it cold.
Minicello. Wing back on the inside for Flannery.
2, back again. Press.
And there's been a knock on. Flannery getting up, trying to explain to the referee, it wasn't me, sir. By that stage, I don't think Simpkins had seen it, but he had plenty of warning. He had people appealing. And then he's ordered the scrum to go down about 7 metres on the Rooster side of halfway as the 17, David Kidwell, is about to be thrown into the game by Ricky Stewart. Kamali's pass going over through Mullane and finding McKenna, who remains out there even though we thought he might have had a serious injury. Bailey, and did well. Stevens combined. Bosnich gave it on. Graham is with the ball.
What about that for a tackle in cover by Ricketson? Lock forward and lock forward. A beauty.
Stevens. 26-8. An 18-point buffer. You would think it would be enough to get them home. Bailey trampling over the top of Fitzgibbon. Kalis is there. Fitzgibbon comes again. Fittler got involved. Gibson makes a break. Bosnich is with the ball. And Bosnich gets it away for Peachy. Peachy goes over to the right, to the eastern side. Here is Mullane, then to McKenna. McKenna then to Mellor. Big and pulled down. Mullane. Peachy. Kamali goes through a gap, and then it's gone on to Bosnich. Bosnich gets it away. Stevens will score out wide. Jason Stevens scores. Referee wants to look at the video. I have a feeling it might be to do with obstruction early in the play.
Well, let's have a look at this. Brett Kamali, he realised if he can get through the gap there and pass the football, no, that's fine. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. Pass over the top to Jason Stevens. What's the big fella doing out there? Scoring tries.
Well, he's found himself a try. But no, that's a nice dummy by Kamali. Took a couple of the players out. Craig Wing went for a man, and this should be a green light.
Jason's first try this season. Time to get it.
And he's got it.
But a man who's played a big part in this mini comeback by the Sharks is Phil Bailey. He's a hard-running back rower, and he's made plenty of ground for the last few minutes, struggling out of tackles and a couple of offloads. So he's done well. Paul Mellor went close in the far corner, and look at all the Roosters defenders over there. Plenty of them. There had to be some space out wide, and there was. And that's a great ball here from Brett Kamali. He drew in 2 or 3. It was a matter of catch and pass, and big Jace out there dives over for one.
None from 2 for Brett tonight. He's 8 metres in from touch and 21 out. Can he buy one? No, he can't. It is none from 3 for Kamali. 26-12, the Roosters leading. One hour of the game gone. Fitzgibbon takes us into the final 20 minutes of this game. And the try scorer is on his way back with the ball. Stevens met enthusiastically by the Roosters posse that went down the field and put him away. Played there by Graham. It's Bosnich. This is Bickerstaff, is it? Yes. Kamali had Peachy with him. He went outside to Bailey. And Bailey will play it 38 metres out from his own line. Kamali again. And he kicks across to Minicello. Minicello fielding way out in the deep. Isolated out there. Plays it back for Hodges. And Hodges, who had that superb game against Brisbane at ANZ Stadium, plays it back for Minicello. Kidwell on a surge. 40 out. Wing dummies to Fitzgibbon, falls under the tackle of Bailey, plays it quickly. Fitzgibbon for Fittler to the 30-metre line. Kalis goes straight. 5th tackle is there. Fitzgibbon gets a decoy run to the blind, goes to the open. Fittler puts the kick across, and it's gone out on the full. So it'll come back to the 20 for the restart. Beattie's injury, Andrew, what's the update on that?
Well, it's all bad news. The Sharks doctor gave another check of Chris Beattie, and it really only just took a shake of the head as he's cooled down. The injury has got worse, and in fact the doctor will advise Chris Beattie to go off to the hospital for x-rays. There is now fear that there could even be a fracture. So if that is the case, Chris Beattie, well, he's out for the rest of this match. He'd also be out for next week as well.
Bickerstaff. It's bad news, isn't it, for Cronulla? Because he plays it hard. They need him. Here's Mullane. And 7 metres into Roosters territory. Kamali goes over to Peachy. Peachy steps off his left, then flicks it, goes to Kamali. Kamali comes across to Bosnich, and Bosnich is put away. A lot of passing, but not really going too far forward. Franze gets his pass away for Kamali, and Kamali puts it high. Flannery's under it, and he takes it down the right side, beats a couple. Still going. Good run, Flannery. Tackle on his own 30-metre line, and a penalty.
Yeah, he's got the flop man. The penalty there. Bosnich.
I mentioned this crowd had swollen enormously in the last couple of minutes before kickoff. It's out now officially at 25,366. And that's an acceptable crowd for the first night of the finals. As Jason Kalis tackled near enough to halfway. His team leading by 14 points. David Kidwell has banged into the turf. A joint tackle from Treaster and Bailey. Fittler pumps it back to Ricketson. That's a very good tackle by Treaster. Big men can't run without legs either. And here is Bonetti. That's a good gain in ground. Tackle 4 is gone. And here is Wing taking them on, beating 2 of them, then gets the pass to his captain, and Freddie Fittler takes it to the 10-metre line. Tackle 5. Play back for Bonetti. Wing. He gave the pass for Hodges and Minicello to work it out for themselves, and they both left it.
Yeah, how strong is he up top, Craig Wing? Bumping off 2 big forwards there. Brad Fittler backing up. And the final pass is a triple cutout. Cut everyone out into touch.
Stevens with 15.5 minutes to go. Graham down the short side and thumped into the ground by Wing and Hodges. Here is Bosnich, taken by Fitzgibbon and Bonetti and Kidwell. Treaster goes for a run from dummy half. It ends 10 metres from the halfway line. Tackle by Kidwell. Graham uses Kamali. Kamali puts his kick in hurriedly, and it does the right thing by him too, turning away to the left. But the scrum will go down 12 metres out from the Roosters line. There, loose head and feed.
There's no doubt, with no Chris Beattie there, the Sharks do lose some grunt up front. You have a look through the rest of their pack, apart from Jason Stevens, the likes of Nutley, Bosnich, Gibson, even Bickerstaff and Bailey to some degree. Not overly big, and they're finding it very tough against this physical Roosters front 6.
I'm not saying they're beaten yet, the Sharks, but it is significant they've won only 2 out of 9 finals matches they've played at Aussie Stadium. Minicello taken down in the centre of the ground. Fitzgibbon keeps the wrap up. Was that touched by Cronulla? I'm not sure. Mullins is with it, and he's restarted the tackle count. So there's the answer to that question, as Mullins plays it. And Cusack, who hasn't seen a lot of football in this match. Morley was going so well. Fittler, the run of a forward, and believe me, he's big enough to be there on a permanent basis, but not now. He's playing so well at 5'8", isn't he?
And you can see now that the Sharks defence is really struggling, because Simon Bonetti is starting to make 10-15 metres at will. As the kick goes over the head of David Peachy between the posts, hits one of them.
So the Peach is on his way back, and Byrne has got him in his sights, and Byrne and Kidwell, they both made the tackle, but Peachy got it away for Mellor. Then Peachy went to dummy half, then Kamali, now Reek. Reek finds the centre. Franze, he's tackled, 25 out from his own line. Kamali. Oh, misunderstanding, knock on. Yeah, it's a knock on. Just a look of inquiry from the referee to the touch judge, and the touch judge got it right. It travelled in a forward direction off the hand from the 14 Danny Nutley. So this is very good field position again for the Roosters.
I suppose the other player they're missing tonight, Cronulla, is Matthew Johns. John Mullane's done a good job again, but Matthew Johns has plenty of finals experience, something a lot of the Sharkies don't have.
Again, both sides are broken up.
It's hard to believe in this day and age that you'd have to pack a scrum again. Now it's screwing. I haven't seen a penalty for a scrum being screwed in a long, long time. I thought I was just going to see one.
Hold. Hold it. Get it in.
Cronulla can't get into the scrum.
Walk apart. Walk apart. Ease it down. Ease it down. Hold still. Square up. Ball in. Ball in.
So eventually we get a scrum win. And the Roosters, with Flannery coming down the short side, and the ball has been taken off him by Kamali. Good piece of play by the number 7 for Cronulla, and here's Nutley. And there's the steal. 1-on-1. Good stuff. Morley just let go with a missile attempted tackle. Thankfully it didn't land on Bickerstaff. Played by Lovell. Now Kamali. Peachy. Pulled down by Fittler. Has been keen to take care of Peachy a few times in this game, Fittler. Kamali's kick has Mullins under-trained in pressure. Roosters with the ball. And that's a turnover.
Yeah, all Dean Treaster needed there was one more support player. He found himself in open spaces getting the ball back from the kick, but they lacked one more support player to carry it on.
Ricky Stewart keen to get Brian Fletcher back into the game. David Kidwell had very little time in the game.
Yeah, he wasn't out there very long at all. Maybe Fletcher, Ricky Stewart realises that Fletcher's attacking ability is probably superior to David Kidwell.
Fitzgibbon. Sharks have only got one change left. The Roosters 3. As Fittler puts this kick in. Stands up for Mellor. Out from his 10-metre line, coming across at an angle. And wingers there with Ricketson, and they combine like a tug-of-war team. They've done a lot of that tonight. Cronulla have been guilty of losing ground while in possession. 5 line breaks to 3 in favour of the Roosters. 4 tries to 3 in favour of the Roosters. Lovell is tackled. Bickerstaff running at Fittler. Bonetti comes in over the top. Kamali gives it away for Graham. Graham gives it on to Matthew Reek, and his run of good fortune comes to an end, and Hodges will play it now. Minicello for Cusack. And Peter Cusack playing it on the Sharks' 40-metre line. Ricketson taken by Kamali, and they pick him up and they pummel him.
Gee, I'll tell you what.
Brett Kamali has made a couple of very, very big tackles.
Yeah, and Franze came in to help there, and great strength to pick the man up. It's Fittler, very wide.
Fletcher's even wider, and Fletcher looking to pop the ball back on the inside to Fitzgibbon. Tackled on the 30-metre line. Here's Flannery. Fifth tackle. 20 away. And 20 in from touch on the eastern side. Fittler puts the kick up. I think Mullins is offside. It is with Peachy. Peachy comes out towards the 20-metre line, his own end of the park. Graham. Under 9 minutes remain.
Gee, there was a chance there. Nick Graham had 3 men outside him to 1 opposition defender. Now Fitzgibbon coming in to take the tackle on Danny Nutley.
Kamali. Morley is there to make the tackle on Kimorley. Now Peachy. Drifting across, linking up with Mellor. Byrne, solid out there on the left side. Bickerstaff and Peachy.
Last tackle.
And the ball goes to ground. And He's ruled a knock on.
This will be very interesting, this one, to have a look at on replay. The ball goes back there. It's touched by a Roosters player. Well, in fact, Dean Treaster touches it.
So the Sharks fans are feeling the strain. Hopefully they will live to fight another day. Just a reminder that the two lowest qualified losers go out in the McIntyre system. 6 teams will be left on Sunday night. This is Fletcher, right on the halfway line. Craig Wing, Justin Hodges. Hodges in a bumping run, gets the ball away from Minicello, and Minicello is tackled inside the 20-metre line. Peachy and Hodges are getting entangled as it goes wide to Fittler. Fittler gives it on to Flannery, back then to Fittler. He gets away with brute strength and is tackled 15 metres out from the Cronulla line. Bonetti using Lomu. He is tackled 8 metres out from the Cronulla line. The Sharks under siege again. The Roosters looking to ram home their advantage. Cusack, can he offload? He can't.
Let it go.
5th tackle. Bonetti over the head of Fletcher, finds Flannery. Flannery finds Fitzgibbon, who puts in a kick that's it looked like it was too deep. It's going to be a try. Minicello, the flying Anthony Minicello, the acrobat, the Houdini. What a try.
Yeah, Anthony would have been very disappointed that Matthew Reek, his opponent, got 2 tries in the opening 15 minutes of this game. Now he's hit back. And a couple of kicks, they're just checking that this is onside, and I've got no problem with that at all. Directly in line. We've seen Luke Ricketson put a little kick through that nearly led to a try. And now his back row partner, Craig Fitzgibbon, on the last. A wicked bounce from Matthew Reek. And he's ridden to the ground by Anthony Minicello for the match winner.
Oh, it's a great effort. He's a good player, Minicello. He's had a bumper season. Scored plenty of tries. Only a couple of weeks ago here, he ran at 97 metres to score a try. On this occasion, the acrobat. The flyer. Look at him jumping high. Does he bang it down? Yes, he does.
Emrick, ridden by A. Minicello, gets his 2nd try. Haven't they had a battle, these two?
Carrying 86 kilos over the hurdle. So it's a great effort. I'll tell you, the player who's had another big game tonight for the Roosters is Justin Hodges, as we see the green light. And that makes the score now 30 points to 12. Justin Hodges in the centres for the Roosters. I know there's a few centres missing. The Australian selectors are looking for a number 3 or 4. Look no further than Justin Hodges for the Test match in October. He's had a great year.
And his running battle with David Peachy, which started at Toyota last Saturday night, has continued this evening. In fact, in that set of 6, they almost came to blows on this side of the field as we see Minicello and Hodges celebrate. 2 tries tonight, 13 for the season. He's a good finisher. He's an excellent finisher.
Fitzgibbon with 5 from 5, emphasising the importance of a top-line goal kicker, and he's kept it intact. It's 100 out of 100 for Fitzgibbon. 32-12 with 5 to go, Andrew.
And Ray, tonight ends a losing run the Roosters have had in the first week of finals over the last 3 years. In 99 to the Bulldogs, in 2000 to Parramatta, and last year that absolute toweling they copped in week 1 of the finals to Newcastle that eventually saw their exit. I tell you what, this side made the grand final, or this club made the grand final in 2000, but I reckon this side is better equipped to do that this year.
Nutley playing the ball. So from here on in, it's purely how much start did you give or how much start did you take. And Matthew Reek puts in a kick. Here goes the battle again, and Reek gets another kick on it. Can he make it in time? Yes, he can. That is a magnificent individual effort. Matthew Reek has scored his 3rd try.
Yeah, it's a great effort. He's just been ridden into the ground down one end of the field. but he's come back beautifully. Just one question mark before he grounds it is his left arm over the white stripe, the dead ball line. That's a thing you'll have to look at. No, it's not. It's sweet as.
What are you saying? He dug himself out from the other end?
Just about.
Yeah, he's hit back, and gee, that's a tough night, isn't it, when you score 3 tries and still going to be on the losing side in a final. This will be a green light. He got the bounce that he wanted. He backed his speed.
And it is a magnificent try. Matthew Reek, 3 tries in this final tonight. And he's going to have to be content with going home as a loser. 5 tries between them, the 2 lads. On the right. Oh, Kamali's missed again. Brett can even smile at his own problems. 32-16. Andrew.
Well, what about Brett Kamali's problems? I know he's done a bit of work with Daryl Halligan too, but I don't think Daryl would be too pleased with what his protege has done tonight. Good on Matthew Reek for getting 3 tries. By the way, if results went to plan, I mean, if the top 3 sides win the matches over the next 2 days, the Sharks next week, I think you'll find, would take on Brisbane. But here's the kick from Brett Kamali, and yeah, at least he can smile about a miss. These are all the misses he's had tonight. The first few, let's be fair, were from wide out, but he really hasn't struck the ball all that well, has he?
And again, Andrew, we should stress the other results, that the 3 sides have finished 6, 7 and 8, which is Parramatta, the Dragons and the Raiders. If there are 2 victories out of those 3 teams, and it's all over for the Sharks for 2002.
Scoreboard looking almost familiar with last weekend's scoreboard. 30 points to 18 last week, 32-16 tonight. As Lovell is steered up the middle by Kamali. 5 tries, 6 goals to the Roosters. 4 tries, no goals to Cronulla. Peachy gets outside them with a good pass, and it's Bailey working out there, who gets his pass away, and it's coming back via Flannery. Couple of minutes of the game remaining, and Robinson offers Cronulla a late chance. Will they take it? Yes, they will. Bosnich is over to score. Bosnich scores for Cronulla.
And as they did last week, the Sharks heading a couple of tries late. Some scrappy play here. Chad Robinson hasn't had many touches tonight. Pass wasn't a good one behind him. Well picked up there by Bickerstaff. He looks to his right-hand side and finds the nuggety number 16, Dean Bosnich, who gets around Brett Mullins. So again, plenty of tries scored. Andrew Voss said he thought it would be a high-scoring affair, and it's turning out that way.
It's ended up 5 tries all the match, but really, I think you'd have to say the Roosters definitely had the better of the match. And Bickerstaff's had a good game. He finished that off nicely, picking that ball up there. He's toiled away. Kamali, can he get one? Oh.
And again, he's missed it.
Harry Hooks all night.
He's proven that none of them were flukes. Still, he's got that smile on his face. Andrew, sideline.
Well, I think Ricky Stewart, as he watches these last few minutes, he'll be angry right now, but he might be happy that the Sharks are getting a few late tries, just to get any sort of complacency, get the Roosters' minds back on the job as they head into the rest of this finals campaign. Just some more news from the Sharks bench. Dean Priester now also a casualty out of tonight, so obviously with the preparation for next week, he'll be under a bit of pressure. Already Chris Beattie in big doubt for next weekend.
With this very late restart, and Lovell will be put to ground with 30 seconds of the game remaining. Peachy, Kamali, Mullane. They must have been thinking to themselves, this is Bailey, they must have been thinking to themselves, how good are we going? They led 8-0 after 13 minutes. Crowd is counting it up. The Roosters are through week 1. Now the Sharks launch a late attacking raid. The hooter in the background. Justin Hodges heads off towards Moore Park Road. Football under his wing. Ricky Stewart's Roosters have beaten Chris Anderson's Sharks 32-20. Team 4 beating Team 5. One of the heroes, Minicello, he got 2 tries for them. Matthew Reek on the opposite wing got 3 for the Sharkies, but they were no match when the dust had settled and they started to work things out. The Roosters again proved superior, as they did last Saturday night. And the scoreboard in all 3 meetings this year between the 2 clubs almost similar. 32-20 this time. The Roosters winning again.